Murphy!
Up the mountain.
You're gonna fall!
Murphy. Literally, they have to come around on everything. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on Double GNL Farms. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. We are doing an equipment tour, Grimm Girls style. This is our corn header, and currently it's broken. It's an 8-row header, and we're currently missing a snout because Dad ripped it off in the last fall. So has to fix this winter. This is our new rake that we just got in our last video. So we haven't got to use it yet, so stay tuned for this summer and you'll get to see us use it. This is one of our 7930 tractors. We have two 7930s, and right now it's hooked up to our manure spreader. And one of them is basically hooked up to the manure spreader all the time. And in the fall, we hook one up to the grain cart. And right now, the other one is at a farm we rent, and it is hooked onto a feed wagon. And we're feeding the fall cows with it down there right now. This is our single axle little semi that we like to hook onto the trailers because it's not as hard on this truck to pull big loads than it is just a regular pickup. So this is our 30-foot stock trailer that we use all the time to haul cattle with. And it has a really neat rubber floor in it that the liquids go through but the solids stay in, so it never gets soupy. So it's really nice because it doesn't ever get slick and the cattle don't ever slip and fall when they're coming out of it. This is our generator. This is strong enough, big enough to power the whole farm. So whenever the power goes out, Dad hooks this thing up and we don't even know the power is out. Well, this is our shredder, and we use it to shred the roadsides or the ditches in the summertime. And if we have pastures that have big weed patches, we shred the weeds down before they go to seed so they don't become completely out of control. Our little square baler. This thing has been around for a long time, as long as I can remember, but it still works good, and we get a lot of hay bales from it. We got, I don't even remember how many hundreds of little square bales of alfalfa this summer. We filled this rack a few times. This is our mulch finisher. Dad just bought it this last year, I think. And this is what he goes over the ground just one last time. It doesn't go real deep, and it basically just breaks up the clods and makes it nice and smooth. I know he used it on the alfalfa ground just to make it a nice seed bed before he drilled the alfalfa. This is our International 986, and we use this to run the generator, and we use it to little square bale alfalfa, well, little square bale anything actually. And it also gets used to rake with. This is our 8335R John Deere tractor. It's our biggest John Deere tractor. This is the one we use all the time. This is what we pack with now. This is what we have put the air seeder on, and this is what Dad works ground with. So he puts on anhydrous with. This is the main tractor that he uses for everything. This is our bean header. This is one of our skid loaders. It's an S250. We actually just got this one like, what, a month ago? Probably. We use it every single day, like most of the day. This is the one we feed cattle with, so it's used for everything, home manure and everything. We have 4 Bobcat skid loaders. We have 3 tire ones. I think they're all 250s. And then we have one that's a track loader. I'm not sure what number it is, but they're at different farms. Right now, we're using them to feed cattle put in hay. We use a track skid loader a lot whenever it's really muddy because it can go places that these would go nowhere. We use our pickups and our hydro beds all the time, literally every single day. In the summertime, we haul our four-wheelers around on them. We haul hay with them every day. Give hay with them. This is a Ford. It is, what's it, a 21? It's a 2021, I think.
F350.
F350. It's a gas, so we don't have to worry about gelling up in the wintertime. This is the dually. This is a 2011. It's a GMC 3500. It's a good old farm truck and it has a few dents and dings, but it works great, and it's a dually, so it can go through mud way better than any of the other trucks. We put mud tires on it so we can get places. As you can see, it has the wire winder on it right now. This is, our old hired man a long time ago built this. It's hydraulic. It hooks up to the hydraulics on the truck, and it just winds the wire right up, and then you just put the ball, you take the ball off, put it back on, unroll it in the next year, and it works really slick. You can see we have extensions on this truck because the regular arms you can't put a hay bale in the big green hay feeders. So we had these extensions put on. They just slide right off to put the hay in those big green feeders. And it's got a toolbox, cake feeder. Our cows are all trained. It's got a siren and a horn on the truck. They all come to it, and we feed them EDG out of it. This is our 28-foot stock trailer. This is our old one. We still use it all the time. It just has a plain wood floor in it that's just about shot. It's seen its better days, but it still works. We can haul about 12 head of big cows in it. This is our flatbed trailer. We use it to haul the skid loaders around. We haul hay with it a lot in the summertime. Yeah, we use it quite a bit. This is our service truck. It's a Ford F350, and it's got a toolbox on the back and a fuel tank. So whenever we're out in the field, we haul fuel to fuel up our equipment out in the field with it. This is our bumper hitch trailer. We got it from Bex as one of our rewards a couple years ago, and we use it a lot to haul just if we just have to move a couple cows around or our small animals, we use it. And then in the summertime, if two of us are going to spray in the same field, we can haul two four-wheelers with it. So it comes in handy. This is one of our carry-all boxes. We have two of these. We had them custom made for us. They our hydro beds can just pick them right up here, or if you're trying to dump a load, you pick them up here and it just dumps it right over. The end gate is just a board, and we haul our four-wheelers around in it in the summer, or all the time. As you can see, it's full of fence posts right now. Haul all kinds of stuff around in it. Got a chain on the front, chain the front of the four-wheeler to it, so when it's got a spare tank that's full on the back, it can't flip off backwards. We have three four-wheelers. Two of them have we put these metal racks on them. We had them custom put on there, and these are a lifesaver because we have one that's not. It's a 2016, and it looks like a piece of junk because the plastic is so busted up from being flipped in ditches, running into things, cows running into it, all kinds of things. So these metal racks save the four-wheelers a lot. We have a white one that's 2016, this one's a 2020, and then we have a green one that's a 2022. This is Dad's old farm M, and I don't know if it runs or not.
It's temperamental.
Yeah, it's kind of temperamental. He had it worked on a couple years ago, and they got it going, and we took it down a parade, and it died on the way home. And I don't know if we ever got it running again, but this is Esty and Nellie's tractor, and it's even got corn in the trailer. This is a 7720. This is the feeding tractor. It's always on the feed wagon here at home, and as you can see, we've gone mudding in it lately. The field thawed and it gets a little bit soupy. So you just kick the front wheel assist on and hope you make it. So this tractor gets used a lot. It has a lot of hours on it, but she's Old Faithful. We also have a John Deere 4020 and a drag, big dog drag, I think. They're at another farm right now, so they're not here. This is our combine. We have an S670. We've had it for a few years. And yeah, it works good for us, except the boot likes to fall off, but that's not too hard of a fix. The only thing I would change about it is I'd make it a side hill so that it tilts when you go on terraces. It's the perfect size for us. The grain cart can keep up with it, and our trucks, we can keep up with it. We do have a Freightliner semi and a grain hopper trailer, but it is not at our house right now. It's at our neighbors are using it. And it is a manual. And this fall we hired somebody to run it for us because I was with the cows all the time, but I've drove it in years past. Here's our food truck. This is our fun new equipment that we got this last spring. We've used it for 1 year or one season. It was fun. We didn't do it a whole lot, but that's okay. We are busy enough. It was fun to do a few times, so we're looking forward to this next summer, getting to use it again. This is our John Deere planter. It is a 12-row planter, and we plant corn with it in the spring.
Marley found a comfortable place to chew on her bone.
Marley, what are you doing?
What is she chewing on? Is it a bone?
Ouch! What do you have?
What is that in your mouth? Is that a bone?
This is our 42-foot air seeder that we seed a lot of cover crop with, and we also drill our beans with it. We do a lot of custom seeding and seed cover crop for ourselves that the cattle graze, and we chop in the spring, and we also do our wheat with it. So we use the air seeder a lot. This is our chopper that we just got this year, and it is a 900 horse chopper. We chop rye silage with it, and we chop corn silage, earlage, alfalfa silage, and we do a lot of custom chopping. This is the pickup head for the chopper, so this is what we use when we chop anything that's windrowed. So alfalfa, rye, or if a crop goes flat and you have to swath it first, then this is what you use to pick it up. This is the Kemper head, so this is what we use to chop forage sorghum, sargo, and corn. This is the grain cart. It holds 782 bushels, and this is Emmie's baby. This is what Emmie drives in the fall when we're harvesting. She
blows tires, but
yeah, I mean, she just does whatever in it.
she's gonna be so mad.
Yeah, she does a pretty good job running it, actually.
It doesn't have a dent in it.
Yeah, well, I don't think she's put a dent in it. Anyways, yeah, this is Emmie's pride and joy in the fall. It's our anhydrous rig, and it has tracks on it, and I honestly don't know if I've seen anybody else in this area have an anhydrous rig with tracks on it. So this rig likes it when it's really dry out. It cannot handle wet. So when it's too dry for everybody else to be going, Dad's going, and when it's wet, Dad can't put on anhydrous. So because it has tracks, it doesn't leave a ridge at all when you put the anhydrous on. So you can't even see where he's put the anhydrous on. So it doesn't work the ground up at all. like a normal anhydrous strip does. This is a harrow. We go over pastures where we have the cows all winter in the spring to break up the manure piles and stimulate the grass. And then we also go over like the alfalfa ground before Dad drilled it to get it nice and smoothed off. And it's just used to break up the dirt and smooth it off nice. This is a swather, and Dad loves running the swather, so he pretty much always runs the swather. And a few years ago, he put a double windrower on it, so you can throw one windrow into the other windrow and make it double, so you have to make half as many trips across the field baling or chopping, whatever you're doing with it. So that's really nice. This handy dandy little pig cart has been around for a long time, but it works real good. It lowers clear down to the ground. It's got hydraulics, and then it picks clear up to like semi height. So you don't ever have to make the pigs go up and down a ramp or whatever critter you put in it. And it just raises them all the way up or all the way down, wherever you want them. This is our little water pup. We use it to haul water if we have to haul water to cows or sheep or whatever. And Dad also hauls fertilizer and chemical in the summertime with it. We make sure we clean it out good before we haul water to critters with it, but it gets used for lots of different things. This is our telehandler. We use it to put tires on the pile. It can pick up more weight than the skid loader, so we use it for that. And the biggest thing we use it for is to stack hay in the hoop barn, because it can go way higher than the skid loaders can reach. So we can put a lot of hay in there. This is our vertical tillage machine. This one goes deep in the ground, and this is what Dad goes over all the corn stalks with, where the cows have made cow trails, and like the field where they're at all summer or all winter where they pack it down a lot. He'll go over it before he plants it in the spring, just to help with compaction. This is our manure pump that we use to pump the pit that is under the old hog barn, which is now our milk barn. So that's where all of our wastewater from the milk parlor goes. This is our roller mill, and we just got it not too long ago. And Dad uses it to grind corn to put in the fat cattle ration. We use up the last of the corn out of the bins. The stuff has got a lot of fines in it, and we get docked to the elevator for. It still makes good feed, so he grinds it and feeds it to the cattle. And this is a piece of junk that is for sale if anyone is interested. I don't think it works. I don't even remember the last time we used it.
That is a terrible sales pitch.
I'm not really sure why it's in here, but anyways.
What did we used to use it for?
I think he used it when we had pigs back in the old hog barns. He would grind feed in the old grinder mill, and then he would go and fill the bins, the bulk bins with it. But that was a long time ago. The big ground baler. Dad doesn't let anybody else run the baler except for him. He loves to bale hay. So Dad runs the baler in the summertime, and he usually trades the baler off every couple of years to get a new one, because he puts a lot of hours on it, and he doesn't want to ever risk like bearings going out and catching a field and his tractor on fire, so he doesn't keep them around till they're old. This is the adapter for the chopper. We put this on, and then you can hook up to the corn head, the combine corn head, and that's what we use to do earlage. So then it only takes the ear off of the corn and doesn't take the whole plant, like the Kemper head takes the whole plant. You put this and the corn head on the chopper, it only takes the ear.
Here's some of the stuff for the building that's gonna go up.
This is a good old Steiger. she's not very reliable anymore, so she doesn't get used very often. We used to use it for packing, and it's a really good silage packing tractor, but it's just so old and it needs a total overhaul or something. It's just in bad shape, so it very rarely gets used. This is our new blade for the 8335R tractor that we got this year, so we can pack silage with it instead of the Steiger, since the Steiger's broke down more than it's running. This is one of our chopping silage trucks. This is the one Sadie gets to drive most of the time. It has a huge bed, so it holds a lot of silage, but...
And feels very tipsy.
Yeah. Whenever you get a little bit sideways on a terrace, you feel like you're gonna flip over, but it hauls a lot of feed at one time. It's an automatic. Here's our newest silage truck. We just got this one this last year. This is the one that I drive most of the time. It has an extra axle, so you have to pick it up and lower it down depending upon if you're full or empty. And it's also an automatic, so we like the automatic trucks. This is Mom's Pete. This is the truck that Mom drives when we're chopping. And there's only one dent in it, and Mom put it in there. And we don't let her forget it. Right here. Our seed printer gets used a lot in the spring and the fall. Mostly in the fall for cover crop. We get it in bulk from the local feed mill. And now we have a gilt that's getting issues.